Behind the line. Wait, you're like.
We're going to Amsterdam, the river on the dam, and Brussels and Liège and Ghent. It's my cousin's birthday. We have a week off. Thanks for coming with. After work, we caught our can only afford basic economy flight to Amsterdam and even got a free upgrade to can afford legroom class just for being nice. Because of the time change and how the universe is, our plane caught up with the sun on the eastern horizon, and we landed with abject fatigue and empty stomachs at 7 a.m. Despite the extra legroom and aisle to ourselves, we couldn't sleep. Maybe it was anticipation, maybe it was the need to claim the included beverages, snacks, and food, or maybe it was just our bodies still feeling like it was 10 p.m. even though it was 7 a.m. Oh yeah, probably that. So, like the trendsetters we are, we dropped our bags at our hotel, walked along the canals, and picked up some epic vegan pastries at Margot's and Jordan, pan au chocolate, tahini bun, and a ham and cheese stuffed croissant. When we left, Margot herself was arranging fresh flowers for the day, while the pastry chef was smacking dough in and out of the ovens. We found out immediately what we were in for over the next week. Full bellies, grotesquely ideal urbanity, reconnecting with family, and filling already full bellies with fries and croissants. We walked off Margot's and did the Gratchen Museum of the Canals, took a little nap, and headed to Jordan for, you guessed it, some of the best Mexican food I'll ever have in my life in Madre. Then, a nice night of debauchery along the canals and curiously red lights.
This is Quaid.
Just your munchie.
My munchie. It's a chocolate strudel with french fries and chocolate sauce. Super good.
Yum.
Wow.
The next day, we spunkily resurrected and repeated yesterday with even more mind-blowing pastries and coffee at St. Jean, a long bike ride to Saint-Champs, which included a pit stop at a playground rope swing to see windmills, goats, and artisanry. Then, with sore butts, we headed back to Amsterdam for Van Gogh Museum and Anne Frank House. Oh yeah, and the Heineken experience, which was, to say the absolute least, a fever dream within a fever dream with a ton of money and beer.
God. It's so bulbous. Oh my god.
We rounded the night off with the biggest bike park in the world in Amsterdam Central.
And then do like a crazy application. And if you're just like prove to yourself.
The next day, well, you get it. Pastries from St. Jean, but we asked a guy through his cat-filled window if we could use his patio furniture for brekkie, and he enthusiastically said yes.
Oh my god.
It's so much bigger than it looked like on this.
So messed up.
Oh my god.
Then we decided it was right to do a last-minute canal tour, including a very epic left turn, and it was a blast. Our captain and thus tour guide was sarcastic, not romantic about being either a captain or a tour guide, and got so pissed anytime someone didn't obey canal traffic etiquette that he'd get on the mic and let us all know. I loved him. And finally, a totally fine and not hectic at all train down to Brussels after definitely not missing our first train. My fan picked us up, and we got to bang around Brussels for a week. We rifled through a massive flea market in Brussels where we saw a thief get accosted by vendors and become no longer a thief, and went to my favorite coffee shop, Lucifer Lives, then biked to Atomium and the Design Museum. Not fans of rest, we cycled back for homemade hot pot with my family. We found our way to both pissing statues, but like Jenny could piss more because it was decorated for Women's Day and right next to Delirium. For our next act, we went to a place that's too wonderful to be real. Again. A man handed me his bouquet of flowers and told me to give them to my wife. Free flowers for the wife. Free advertisement for vegan roll. And get my partner, who's decidedly not my wife, didn't have room in their hands because, as you can see, precious vegan cinnamon roll cargo. We walked the rolls through Graffiti Alley, an official arts district, then self-toured through the 10th century Castle of the Counts. We trained over to Liège, had some very homemade vegan French fare, and walked up Buren Mountain on the promise of the best vegan pastries in Belgium at La Patisserie Vegan. My cousins were accidentally cosplaying Yubaba and Hal, which didn't make it easier to breathe off the walk upstairs, and life was never the same after pistachio croissants and the other glutens that healed us. This week, something strange kept happening. Being a half day ahead of the US news cycle, every day we'd be open-jawed and blissful, taking in the charms of slow quality time and non-stop family joy, usually off of our phones and trying our best to remember. Then we'd sink into bed late at night and get swamped with notifications about all we'd eventually come home to. It was disheartening and, well, we remembered. Going to Netherlands and Belgium during this time didn't make me anything European, cultured, pretentious. But it did remind me of the choices we get to make and that we can collectively govern with people not only in mind, but involved, to a place we're proud of. A place that does include beer, bikes, museums, quiet, full vegan bellies, loud, flowers, concrete, windmills, cities and nature, nature and cities, joking with strangers, shops with coffee, coffee shops with other things, insane families, and, well, whatever. Hey, this is Nick on the internet, and, well, I'm on the internet. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed and maybe come back for more. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and if you really like, consider actually liking or subscribing. See you then.